I'm Dr. Maureen Craig, the nurse specialist and yoga teacher for tonight's class. The class that I'd like to teach tonight, often I focus on the emphasis of listening to the body and stretching or strengthening. Tonight's focus, I would like to invite you to use the word savor. Kind of drop into the experience of having a human body and just enjoy that. Let's begin by finding a comfortable seated posture, either with your legs folded in front of you or underneath you like I'm sitting on a block. Take a moment to feel the weight of your body resting here. Then begin to feel the spine and the length of the spine, bringing your attention into the physical body. How does it feel on the inside of your body tonight? Take a nice full breath in, sensing the rhythm of the breath in the body as you exhale, letting go a bit. Feeling the inside with the breath, almost like a breeze blowing through your body as you breathe in and release. At the end of your exhale, take a nice full breath in and hold at the top. Feel that fullness and slowly let that breath melt out of the body. Feel the letting go. Another full breath in. A slow release. One more breath, nice and full. And then letting go. Welcoming yourself home. And just noticing this moment, letting everything come to you, whether it be the sounds, sensations on your skin, the felt sense of your breath moving in the body. Continuing to hold that intention of savor. Gently bring the right ear over the right shoulder, letting the neck be long as you lean over. Slowly roll the chin down towards the chest, lengthening out the back of the chest, the neck. Then rolling up over the left shoulder. And gently work your way back. And then once more down to the center, roll your shoulders forward up towards the ears. As you bring the crown of the head up, just swim the shoulders a little bit. How are your shoulders tonight? Bring the hands to Namaste, gently pressing the palms together. Feel the intersection of the palms. Exhale here. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away. Bit of a forearm stretch. Thumbs can be down. Inhale. And push them away. Bring them back together, pressing the palms together, and exhale here. Interlace, push the palms away, and reach up to the sky. Big breath in, and then exhale as you push the ribs off to one side. Inhale through the center and push them off to the other side. Taking that stretch to both sides. And then bring those hands back to Namaste. Inhale it out and up. Exhale, release the fingers. Let the arms come down to a T and roll your thumbs back. There we go. Squeeze the shoulder blades. How does that feel as you gently squeeze on the back body? Bring your arms to cactus. Elbows are back, up at the level of the shoulders. Exhale, come into a twist, hand on the outside of the knee. Lengthen the spine and gaze back up over the shoulder. And gently turn the gaze over the other shoulder. Inhale to cactus. Exhale, twist in the other direction. Lengthen the spine, gaze over the shoulder. Gently with the next breath, revolve just the gaze. Inhale to cactus arms. Exhale, twist off again. This time, inhale that back arm. Exhale as you fold forward. Lift the ribs. Sweep back into your cactus arms. Exhale into the twist. Lift the back arm. Exhale as you fold and lift the ribs on the back. And come back to a seated posture. Take a moment to notice how your upper body is feeling. Feel the warm-up of it. And then let's come over onto our hands and knees for a little cat-cow. Hands underneath the shoulder points and just gently undulate the spine, warming it up a bit. Pausing in table, take a big breath here. Push your right heel out. We'll do a little bird dog. Option to bring the left thumb to the sky. Exhale, draw them together as you arch up. Lengthen out. Exhale. Inhale out. Exhale. Inhale out. Once again, exhale. Inhale out. And bring that hand down to the mat and the ball of the foot down to the mat, pressing the heel back to get a bit of a calf stretch. Then kickstand that leg out behind you. We're going to come down into a knee down side plank. The left hand, in my case, is right underneath the left shoulder. Reach the right arm up. Stack your shoulders. Then place the inner blade of that foot firmly onto the mat and see if you can float your knee, if that feels right for you. You might put the foot out in front of you or down at the end, over the top of the other foot. And then bring that knee back down. Return to your table. And cat-cow. Just gently undulating the spine a bit. Then we'll take these moves on the other side. Push the heel out, thumb to the sky. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale out. Exhale in and out. Exhale in and out. Feel that nice length in the body. Bring the right hand down to the mat and the ball of the foot down to the mat, taking your calf stretch. And then roll out into a side plank. Kickstand the foot behind you. Press into that blade of that foot or the bottom of that extended leg and into the hand that's down. Option to bring that foot forward, stack it on top of the other. Or remain in knee down side plank. And then come on back to your table. A little more cat-cow. Always enjoy how that feels. And then walk your arms down onto the mat. Unfold your body. We'll come into seal first. Arms are out at 45 degrees. Zip the legs together. Squeeze the glutes a little. Lift the heart. Shoulder blades down. Draw the elbows underneath the shoulders. Traction the forearms back. How does that feel on your back body as your heart kind of shines through the biceps? Do you feel that little stretch there in the thoracic spine? Bring your palms together. Lift the hips. Option to tuck the toes and come into a forearm plank. Make sure not to let the hips come into a sway back. Pressing into those forearms, holding in your dolphin plank here for a breath or two, and then pushing up to your dolphin dog. Inhale back to dolphin plank. Bring your knees down and walk your hands back towards your knees. We're going to have a little fun with a bear walk tonight. So once you come to the back of your mat, tuck your toes and lift your hips a bit. Your hands and feet are on the mat, soft in the knees. Bring the right foot forward with the left hand, and then switch with the other side. We're going to slowly walk just to the top of the mat and a little past the top with your hands. Once you're at the top of the mat, come into a deep squat. Interlace the hands, push them forward like the snout of the bear, and then slowly walk your hips back. Okay, a bear walk. Once at the back of your mat, plant your hands down and take your bear walk again. Hand and foot on the opposite side are coming forward. Once you're at the top, push the snout of the bear out and slowly walk it back with the hips nice and deep. Back at the back of the mat, come into a forward fold. Take a moment to nod the head. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. Tall mountain and release. Okay, come to the top of or the center of your mat. We're going to actually take what's called a willow tree. So widen out your step, but your feet are parallel to each other. Arms can come up in a Y and squeeze your glutes just a little bit here. On the exhale, you fold at the hips and let the hands swing between the legs like willow branches, and then use the weight of the hands to sweep you back up. Squeeze the glutes, lift the heart. Exhale, release. Nod the head a little, release the neck and the arms, the shoulders. Inhale, sweep it up, squeeze the glutes as you do, and release. And one more time, sweep it up, squeeze the glutes, and release the arms. That's a wonderful feeling for me. How is it for you? Just checking in with your body. Okay, now we'll do a little balancing. So bring your weight to your left foot, hold a focus point, and bring that other foot out in front of you and sweep it in an arc behind you. You can keep your hands on your hips or out to the side as you sweep that arc 3 or more times. Balance is valuable, but is it something you savor? So do what feels good tonight. Weight in the other foot, and then balancing out as you arc with the opposite foot. Forward and back, almost childlike, keeping our balance and challenging ourselves, and coming back to mountain. Come to the top of your mat. Find your mountain posture. Sweep your arms up. Take your right wrist into your left and take a little bit of a side bend. Feel that stretch of the ribs. And then sweep over to the other side, a nice side bend. Inhale up, exhale, and fold. Halfway lift and fold. Step back on the right, bringing that right knee down. We're just going to sink our hips just a bit and bring a block to the inside of that left foot. Lift the heart, draw the hips back, take your hurdlers stretch, toes peel up. Just feel inside the body what feels good on this stretching. Leaning forward and back. Whether it be the hamstring or the calf or the hip flexor. And then when you're ready, come forward, leave that knee over the ankle, reach the arms up, and this time take that right wrist into the left hand. And from that hip flexor, feel the energy getting long and leaning a little back and away from that hip flexor. Release the hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes, take your dragonfly twist. Left hand comes down, step back for a flow as an option. Bring your knees down, elbows in, chest and chin, roll the heart up. Exhale, push it to down dog. Inhale, raise that right foot up and take it to fire hydrant. Bring the right knee behind the right wrist. We'll take a pigeon here. I like to use a block. Bring my shin forward, keep the ankle flexed. Can you bring your attention inside the body and feel the stretch in the hip or wherever you're feeling it? Savoring that experience a bit. Slide the shin back, set your block aside. Frame out your hands. Release the right foot to the sky and then step it forward between the hands. Dragonfly twist on this side. Hand comes down, step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift and fold. Sweep your hands behind you, raising up and release. Let's take those moves on the other side. Come into your mountain. Sweep your hands up. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift and fold. Step back on the left. Bring that knee down. We'll sink a moment into our hips, letting that stretch happen between the heel on the front, drawing back, the hips leaning forward. And take your block to the inside of that right foot. And just play with that a little bit as you're stretching those hips, drawing that right hip back. Feel the back of that right leg getting a good stretch. Might move your foot side to side. And just take it back and forth, savoring what feels good. And landing in that modified warrior one. Think of that energy in that left hip coming up the left arm and lengthen out as you draw up, a little back, a little sideways on that wrist. And release. Set your block aside. Put the left hand down, tuck the back toes. Take your dragonfly twist. Hand comes down, step back for your plank. And flow, knees down, elbows in. Chest and chin, roll the heart up. Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left foot goes up, fire hydrant. Exhale, the knee behind the wrist. And slide into your pigeon. Keep that ankle flexed for a little protection of the knee. And you notice I'm actually tucking my back toes, taking a little bit more active pigeon here. So I get that stretch going in the outer left hip. And then slide that shin back. Release that foot back to the sky. Step it forward between the hands. Dragonfly twist. And exhale, step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift and fold. Nod your head yes. Little softness in your knees and bring your hands into your elbows into your hands. Just do a little bit of ragdoll. Inhale for a half lift, press on the shins, draw the shoulder blades down. Exhale and fold. Sweep your hands behind you, rising up and release. Take a cleansing breath. I'm going to get a little sip of water. And then we'll take our next flow. Come to our mountain posture at the top of the mat. Sweep your arms up. Big breath here. Exhale and fold. Continuing to savor our experience, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back on the right, coming to your runner's lunge. Keep the hand down. Take that runner's lunge twist. Then bring the hand down to a block. Bring it to the inside of that left foot. So runner's lunge, alternating with pyramid. So just let the hips sink here, the heart lift a little, rocking back and forth. Feel into your legs. The good feeling of those big muscles that surround our hips. Then draw that left hip back, and you might have a little half step forward with the back foot. Coming into pyramid. The left hip is really drawn back, so you got a good stretch going here, a little micro bend in the front knee. Soften the heart towards the knee. Breathing as you feel that more intense stretch on the back of the left leg. And then alternating that with your runner's lunge. Back and forth. Pause in either one of these as long as you feel like it. We're exploring and savoring the experience inside of our body. When you're ready, I'm going to invite you to come over the top of the block, tripod your hands out into a standing split. Feel that left foot grounded and lifting up through that left hip. Right foot comes up. And then gently let that back foot land. We're coming into 2 lanes of traffic, crescent lunge. Press the feet apart, rising up with those hands. Feel free to reposition yourself if you don't feel like you like the way this crescent lunge feels when you first land. Once you're settled in your lunge, bring your attention to the front of the right hip. Lengthen up through that side of the right side. Lean over and back just a bit. Keep the glute engaged. And breathe. Release the hands gently to the mat as you set the block aside. Step back for a flow. Or maybe you'll skip flow and just join me in down dog. Little exhale here in down dog. Sweep the right foot up and bring it forward between the hands. Dragonfly twist. Bring the hands down. Step back to the front of your mat. Half lift and fold. Sweep the hands behind you as you squeeze the glutes and release. Oh, how does the body feel? Can you tell the difference between one side and the other? We'll do these same moves on the other side. Now find your mountain. Feel a little weight in your heels. Spread your toes, be kind to your feet. Maybe curl a little bit the toes on the mat. Let's come up onto the ball of the right foot and then bring the heel down. The left foot, bring the heel down. Option to do both feet and heels down. Enjoying the bottom of our feet. Sweep the arms up. Exhale and fold. Half lift. And fold, step back on the right. Right hand, on the left. Bring the right hand back up to the sky in a dragonfly twist on this side. Sorry if I got you confused there with which side to step back. Bring the right hand down. So the right foot is forward, the left foot is back. Bring a block to the inside of the right foot. And just sink into your runner's lunge a little here. The hips lower as much as is comfortable for them. Might rock back and forth a little bit. And then when you're ready, draw that right hip back. And here's where I like to come forward just a little bit with the back foot so the heel can land. In pyramid, 6 o'clock is the mark for both heels. So draw that right hip back and slowly lower the heart towards the knee. Little micro bend in that knee. Good stretch on the back of that leg. Alternating that with your runner's lunge. And just exploring that back and forth. So you're stretching your hips and the big muscles in your legs. And when you're ready, come into your standing split on this side. Lift up out of that right hip. Keep the legs strong. Take a breath or two, this inversion. And then gently step back, 2 lanes of traffic. Rise into your crescent lunge. Take the left wrist into the right hand, lengthen up from that left hip. Little back bend energy, little side bend energy. And release. Step back into your plank. Take or skip your flow. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left foot rises, sweeps forward between the hands. Dragonfly twist. And step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. And fold. Sweep the hands behind you. And release. Let's let the hands sweep a little bit left and right, letting go of tension in the spine. And I'll show you a little Kundalini move here as a break between our flow. So just standing in your mountain, squeeze the glutes, and then bring your arms first into cactus. Keeping the glutes squeezed, begin to kind of tick-tock the elbows back and forth. But keep the glutes engaged and the spine is twisting. Find the breath. Exhale it out one way, inhale the other. Coming to a little bit of slowness now, I'm going to give you another version. And that's with the arms long. So you decide which one feels right for you and begin to tick-tock. And it might be a little longer swing here. So you let the arms bring you. Keep the glutes engaged and breathe. Inhale one way, exhale the other. Feel the spine and the movement of those twists in the spine. Breathing. Three more. 2. 1 more. And letting yourself come to stillness. Find your way back up to the top of the mat. We'll go for a B series now. Surya Namaskara B. Feel the stacking of the joints. Little softness in the knees and the hips. Push the heels apart a little so you feel the glutes engaging. Lift the heart. Let the hands go forward and then sweep them back in airplane arms. Forward. Exhale and back. Big breath in and back. Inhale and fold. Exhale. Inhale for a half lift. Step back for your plank and taking now knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga at this point. Coming into cobra or up dog. And we can all meet in down dog. Inhale that left foot up, bend the knees and stack the hips, fire hydrant. Draw that left foot forward between the hands. And bring that foot right to the center of the mat. The back toes will point out to 3 o'clock, and the front heel will intersect the back arch. Place your block alongside the outside of that ankle. Then draw that left hip back. We're coming into Trikonasana. So you might try your hand on the block and see if you can stack your arms and open your heart. Another option is to bring it to the inside of the calf or thigh. Keep the spine long and breathe for 3 breaths here, holding the tension between the 2 feet, left hip drawn back. Breathe through the nose. Keep the core engaged as you bring that knee forward, landing it right over the ankle, and stack the elbow. Extended side angle. Bring the hand up over the ear if that's okay for the shoulder. Feel the back heel to the fingertips and breathe. 3 breaths. Then lift that bottom arm if that's available to you for throwing your fireball, and sweep over gently for warrior 2. Shoulder blades together, fingers reaching in opposite directions. Front palm comes up and come to 45. Bring your gaze to the back hand, reaching at 45. Launching warrior. Gaze comes forward, peaceful warrior. Reach for the sky and the earth. Begin to straighten the front knee. Reverse triangle. Take a breath or 2 here. Option to peel the toes up in your sky warrior. Float all the way back to Trikonasana. Bring the top arm down, take your block with you. Bring it to the inside of that left foot and take a bit of a side lunge, stretching the back inner thigh as you lower the hips. Exhale here. Lift the hips and bring yourself to the center of your mat. We're going to do a little something fun here. So bring your feet together, heel toe together, until the heels are completely together, toes are out. This is a Kundalini frog. So check out as you put a little weight on your block to stabilize yourself. See if you can lift your heels. They kind of come into your perineum as your knees come apart. We're going to do this frog hop for 13 times. So push it up 1, and again 2, and again 3. Exhale. Inhale down. Exhale up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Use the block as much as you need. 9, 10, 3 more, 2, last one. Yay, good job. Walk it back to the top of your mat and step out to your plank. Take a flow. Meet me in down dog. We're going to take these moves on the other side. Lift that right foot up. Step it forward, right to the center of your mat. The back toes drop down at 9 o'clock. And then bring that block to the outside of your right ankle, opening up in Trikonasana. Option for the inside of the calf or the thigh as well. 2 or 3 breaths here. Feel the pressure between the 2 feet. Pushing the mat apart a bit. Tiny micro bend in that front knee. Keep it comfortable. And then when you're ready, bring that knee right over the ankle. Extended side angle. I enjoy that back heel energy coming right through the fingertips like a spear. On your third breath, lift that bottom arm. Sweeping over for warrior two. Soften your shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades a bit. What feels good? Front palm up. Launching warrior. Gaze at the backhand. Gaze at the front hand. Peaceful warrior. Begin to straighten the knee. Reverse triangle. Option to peel the toes up. Sky warrior. Sweep the hands over. Return into your Trikonasana. Bring the top hand down. Take the block to the inside of that left foot. Taking your side lunge on this side. Lower the hips a little. Inner blade of the left leg stretch. And then come on over into the center of your mat for our Kundalini frog. So Kundalini poses kind of classically have 26 repetitions. Well, we did 13 on that side, so we'll do 13 on this side. 12 more. Breathe with it. 10, 9, 8, breathing. 7, 6, 5, hopping like a frog. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your block aside. Step to the top of your mat. Come out to a plank. Rock in your plank. Knees just chin or chaturanga. Cobra, up dog, down dog. 3 to 5 breaths here. Bring your knees down to the mat and then walk yourself through your arms and come down into a seat. Bring your legs out in front of you, draw the toes back, lift the heart. Reach the arms forward. Lean back, keeping the heart lifted. Exhale forward. Begin a little movement here, seesawing. Another Kundalini movement here. Getting several of these. Back and forth. Breathing, inhaling as you go back. Exhaling as you come forward. 10 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring your hands down, bend your knees. Push the spine behind you as you slowly unwind that spine all the way down to the mat. Bring your shins into tabletop and your hands reaching to the sky. Push the toes out at 45 and the hands along with it. Inhale back. Exhale, push them away. Inhale back. Push away. 3 more. 2. 1 more. Bring the heels down behind the glutes. We're going to do a one-footed bridge. You can certainly use both feet if you'd like to. Bring all the weight to the left foot. Lengthen out the right heel and keep it floated. Arms alongside the body. And press into the back of the skull just a little bit to tuck your shoulder blades in. And then squeeze those glutes to lift to your one-footed bridge. 3 breaths. Option to bring the toe to the sky. Bring that right heel down and slowly lengthen out the spine as you unwind. Weight in the right heel, left heel goes long. Roll up into your one-footed bridge. 3 breaths. Left toes to the sky. Bring the left heel down. Raise both heels and lengthen the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, as you unwind. Find a block. Lift the hips and slide the block underneath the sacrum. Bring your knees in and float your heels for legs up the wall. Take a nice exhale and begin to remember your intention of savor. And just feel this restorative posture, taking movement or stillness as it appeals to you. Circles with the ankles, noticing the toes, the inner thighs. The breath, letting go of your exhales. When you're ready, draw your left knee in and let the right heel go long, letting there be a little bit of stretch to the front of that right hip. And then walk your hands up the back of that left leg. A good stretch there. And switch sides. Back of the right leg. And release both feet to the floor. Lift the hips up enough to slide your block out from underneath you. And heel toe your feet to the edge of the mat. Windshield wiper your knees left and right. Arms out in cactus. And slowly bring them to stillness. Bring that right knee in towards the chest as the left heel goes long. Draw it across the body, extending it out in front of you. Take your gaze out behind you with the right arm. And exhale. Another breath. And gently lift on that right leg back through center. As you lengthen out the right leg, bring the left knee in towards the chest. Take it across the body and let it extend out in front of you. Take the gaze out behind you with the left hand. Option, of course, always to bend the elbow if that feels better. Breathing here. Little assistance under the left leg as you bring yourself back through to center. Unwind the body, letting the arms and legs be a little away from the center of the body. Take a nice breath in. On the exhale, feel the softening of the body, yielding towards the earth, gravity. And just savor the experience of gravity. Softening around the eyes. Sensing your breath in your nose, your sinuses.
your lungs. Feelings of being alive. Letting the breath breathe you. Shoulders softening towards the earth. Savoring your experience and deepening your breath perhaps now. And beginning to find movement in the body if that's right for you. Perhaps a little stretch. Draw the legs in for a little gentle hug. Bringing kindness to your practice. When you're ready, please feel free to join me in a seated posture. As we close our practice time together, bringing the hands to heart center. The light and life in me honors the light and life in you. May you know peace and savor that peace. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends, for joining me for practice. I hope you have a beautiful week.